So we're on Orchard Street on the Lower East Side, a neighborhood that's constantly evolving and changing, from clothing and tailor shops and discount luggage to now like great restaurants, bars, clubs, music venues, you name it. But we're doing a restaurant show here. We're going to go to two restaurants that I love, both chef-driven, both market-driven. Fung Tu, Chinese-American chef, worked in great kitchens, spent some years at Per Se. He's killing it. I love his food. His riff of market-driven Chinese food, but it's really international, and the wine list is off the charts. Then we're going to go to Contra, just north of Delancey. Again, two super talented chefs that have been doing this forever. They've got great resumes, and started with a $55 tasting menu. Now it's like $65. 6 courses. It is great, one of the best deals in town. Super wine list, and they just opened a wine bar next door called Wildair that we're going to hit as well. So 2 restaurants plus a wine bar, super talented chefs. This is about as accessible as you're going to get for fine dining in a casual setting in modern New York. I'm Mike Colameco, industry insider. Been in the business my whole life, and I know what it takes to succeed. Each week we'll take you into real kitchens, filmed in real time. Backstage passes to a day in the life of chefs, restaurateurs, and their teams. The competition's fierce. Careers, life savings, and reputations hang in the balance. These are my people, and this is their passion. And that's what's next on Mike Colameco's Real Food. Mike Colameco's Real Food is brought to you by the continuous, generous support of the following underwriters.
Extra virgin olive oil from Colavita, an Italian family brand.
Rachel Ray's signature specialty food line, designed for preparing meals at home.
Lou's Naturals family of brands offers all-natural, minimally processed meats, free of antibiotics, hormones, and nitrates. From our family to yours.
Imported from Italy, Anna Pasta is made from 100% Italian durum wheat semolina and pure spring water, slowly dried to cook al dente. Recipes online at cento.com.
Chef, thanks for having us in.
You're welcome.
And congratulations, a year in. Business is good.
Business is good. Very thankful.
And we are thankful that you're here on this side of, actually you're south of, where's Grand? Up there.
Grand
We're
is
south. What is this neighborhood called? Does it have a name yet?
It doesn't. The realtors haven't gotten to it yet, but
They will.
It's the end of the earth.
It's like where the Lower East Side bumps into Chinatown and Three Bridges.
Yeah, it's a lovely neighborhood. So much charm still. I mean, we have a granny panty store next to us, and art galleries around us, and
Yeah, cool clothing boutiques. I mean, it's really funny to see what's going on.
there's a good vibe down here. Good energies.
Talk about the name. What's the name come from? I always been curious to ask.
It means wind and soil. It's like cultural terroir. It's the identity of a person who's got Chinese heritage and is American.
So what are we starting out with? What are we doing here?
We're gonna start with the fava bean terrine. It's a play on tofu. So I got obsessed with making tofu a while back, and fava beans happen to be my favorite bean. So I got our mise en place, we got our terrine. So it's like, why fava beans in Chinese food? You know, it's like, are you kidding me? Why are you doing that? It's a Mediterranean food stuff. But that's what I love so Silk Road, there's that fusion, historical fusion, where we get fava beans migrating into China.
Food's history, food's story. That's what it always was.
So first thing, the one cooked item is our bacon. So I've got Chinese bacon here. So it's our terrine. We got our garnishes. We got some radishes, some French breakfast radishes, our fresh fava beans, some salt and olive oil. So then we've got our house-made chili oil. It's our base oil. I'm an olive oil freak. I love cooking with olive oil. And favas and bacon, right?
Has this been on the menu since the beginning?
It has.
Day one.
Day one. Took a lot of playing around. I don't know, man. Those flavors are very comforting to me.
And I would really never guess the amount of technique in this.
That's what I like. I like when technique's in the service of flavor, and it can be nice and easy and consumable, man. It just gotta taste good at the end of the day.
Order in, please, a bun, oyster, 4-piece chicken wing, mas, and a kohlrabi, followed by gnocchi, fried rice, and a fish.
This is our braised beef short rib with a char siu, like hoisin barbecue type sauce.
We do what's called a red cook. We braise the short ribs off in a dark soy sauce with ginger, garlic, and scallion. Serve that with rice and snow peas and some mizuna. So yeah, this is our duck that Spencer's plating up. It's a nicely rendered, crispy Long Island duck. We do a quinoa and pea shoot with sweet potato and duck confit. So it's pretty nice. Tomasa scallion pancake, mix it with pork lard, chopped scallions, and then roll it out flat, cook it. Basically, it's a play on scallion pancake slash huarache, Mexican style huarache. And then little smoked chicken, black bean spread that we make, and cilantro, toasted cashews. This is a kohlrabi Caesar. So we'd actually take fresh kohlrabi raw and spin it out on like a Japanese mandolin. End up getting nice long strands, and then do a peanut, like a spicy peanut kind of dressing. And then the Caesar side is boqueron anchovies that are marinated that go on. And then we take just rice noodles, fry them up, they puff, and that's the crouton.
So good. It's funny, I've always felt that any restaurant needs 6 months to a year to sort of get its legs underneath it.
It takes time to get one's footing. And with what we're doing, there's just no blueprint for it. This is a foraged vegetable. It's the early leaves of a cedar, like a tree in the cedar family. Yeah, give one of those a taste.
What the hell?
Garlic, mineral.
Garlic, mineral, almost nutty, completely big, round, dark flavor. Not at all, I don't know what I was expecting, but bloody delicious.
Unique, right?
Completely. What's it called?
It's a tune, like cartoon, T-O-O-N. And so what my grandmother used to chop them up and fold them into scrambled eggs. So it had to be eggs. So what we do is make a dashi and then Chinese aromatics. And then take egg whites, whip them to stiff peak, and then they get poached in this liquid. So it's like floating islands, but savory style.
Ladle flottant, the classic old school.
Exactly.
I mean, when I grew up, that was dessert, folks. And where are you getting these? From the tree in Yonkers?
From the tree in Yonkers.
Seriously?
Seriously. My aunt and uncle brought down the last 2 harvests.
I mean, what a great little play on textures and flavors and smoky. I love that. I mean, this is so, I mean, again, no reference point.
I believe these are Blue Point. That's what he's been getting. But yeah,
Poached
they're
and smoked.
poached in a little bit of in their own juice and a little bit of sake. And yeah, serve them cold. Sprinkle a touch of salt on it, scallion oil that we make, and Cape gooseberries, just raw, sliced over the top. This is our pork belly egg roll. We actually roll the filling up inside of an egg crepe that makes it an egg roll. But we actually stuff it with pork belly that we do like a barbecue style rub. And then has picholine and Niçoise olives with like melted leeks. I mean, I think that at least the Chinese American crowd, the younger crowd that we get, was almost looking for something new, so it's like it appeals to them. It's the ones who have been eating Chinese food for very cheap in this city for so many years. That was our first hurdle. Here we have a porgy, and then yeah, we stuff it with fermented black beans, black soybeans, Trinity, ginger, garlic, and scallion, white soy sauce, sake, and then top it with a little bit of olive oil, and then steam it probably 7-8 minutes.
What's the oil you're putting on there?
This is our house-made chili oil.
Gotcha.
Fennel, fresh fennel, scallions, and a little bit of orange zest that we dehydrate.
I get our squash in, get a little color on those guys. Rice. This is par-cooked jasmine rice. I really want to have layers of flavor in the fried rice. So we've got capers, ginger, garlic, scallion, and then we've got pickled Thai bird chilies.
The green leafy stuff.
That's spinach. Soy sauce and black vinegar, stock. That stock kind of like rehydrates the rice a little bit.
I wouldn't think caper in this at all.
Yeah, and so I thought of like crab salad. What do I like in crab salad? I like mustard, I like onions, and I like capers. So those all found their way into this dish.
You have these food and wine pairings. I mean, he's not exactly doing Chinese food, but there's a lot of influences in that spice realm. Talk about picking wines to work with this food.
I take a couple different approaches. Like one is like looking at the structure of the wine and the structure of the food. You take a dish like a fried rice.
Yeah, that's crab fried rice. Yeah, that it
It's crazy.
insane.
Generally, there's very little acid in it. We
Right.
use like pickles, pickled different things in ours, but I tend to go for high acid whites, high acid reds. Bodegas Marinas Charrancinas is a white wine from Andalusia. This comes from the town of Montillamorillas. It's made from a grape called Montepila. Instead of being fortified into sherry, this is vinified dry, like a regular table wine. And I like how it's not like super weird tasting. Like you look at it and you're like, is this gonna be weird?
Well, it could be. I'm looking at the color,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, it's exactly right. I mean, it's suggesting weirdness.
It's taking you to
It's
weird
not
town.
exact. It's not the clearest thing I've ever seen either. It's got a little bit of sediment in there still.
And it gives you that really pleasant, like, oh, this is a like nice white wine at the start, and then it just finishes with that like sherry and like oranges flavor.
And no sulfur whatsoever.
Nothing.
None. Completely unstable as a white wine.
Yeah.
That's ballsy. And what percentage of your list is bio-natural?
Like 90-something%.
It is.
Yeah.
Those wines, there's a vibrancy to them.
No, for sure. I think you can tell on your palate when a wine has been like heavily manipulated and when it's just been like kind of left alone. If you're farming responsibly, you're gonna have like a much better base product to work with, and therefore that's gonna show in the finished wine.
We're gonna do a dish called China Quiles. So China being China, and then Quiles, it's a play on Chila Quiles, a Mexican dish. So the Mexican dish is typically like tortillas, often involves eggs, some sort of a salsa. In this case, we're gonna make an egg custard. This is smoked chicken stock, whole eggs, and a little bit of white soy sauce. My mother, she would take eggs and chicken stock, beat it together, cover it with plastic wrap, and put it in the microwave for a few minutes, and that's how she steamed the eggs. Maybe cliched, but oftentimes I don't know, I go back to my mom's food a lot.
It's a lid.
That's our lid, yeah. About 10 minutes. So I'm just warming up some veg stock, and then this is a spicy ground pork sauce. The steam gets kind of hot. I don't want to burn us.
It's just set like almost like a flan.
Exactly. Jiggle test. We're set. We're good. Our sauce just warms it up with the veg stock.
These guys are
These are yuca chips.
super, super thin.
Thin and then fried. They're soaked in water for a while to bring
Pull
out
some of the starch.
Yeah. I garnish with a little bit of chopped scallion green and cilantro.
You've got these great chops from all the kitchens, and of course, a couple of years at Per Se will sharpen those edges. And then you go to Italy and kind of just realize ingredients are just as big as technique is, maybe bigger. And then you throw in the Chinese thing, which is funny. As you're private chefing, that's just like a little thing in the back of your head talking to you. Mm-hmm. Before you open this, you had it in mind. If people asked you what it was going to be, what did you tell them? What was the sound bite?
It's going to be soulful, original American Chinese food.
When I think of all the places I go out to eat, 95% of them I'm eating, tasting, making mental notes, and I'm thinking, I could go home and do that. I could go home and do this. I could do this menu. I could do that dish. This? No way. No way.
But it shouldn't taste that way, right?
No, it doesn't taste that way. But I mean, this is like freaking, like chefs cooking, like craft. A few blocks north of Fung Tu, also on Orchard Street, you'll find Contra and Wildair. Contra was the first to open a few years back, with chefs and business partners Jeremiah Stone, just off stints at Rhino in Paris, and Isa in Brooklyn, and Fabian von Hauske, who worked at John George and Fabian in Sweden. Contra was a pioneer in the casual fine dining scene for this neighborhood, with a chef-driven, ambitious, fixed-price, tasting menu-only format. All right, let's do the first one.
I'm gonna get a really hot pan first, which is like
Key.
I'm just gonna get the peas going at the same time. So these are just blanched, and just gonna get like a little bit of butter in there.
Talk about when you opened up Contra, what you had in mind. I thought it was a steal. It was a $55 5-course tasting menu. Why that way? Why did you decide to go that route?
We thought that if we opened a place that was cheap enough, that was trying to do something interesting, then someone would pay attention. And thank God someone did. But yeah, that was the premise. We just wanted to do something where anyone could go and sort of enjoy like a nice, tasty, and interesting meal.
And then this squid as well gets seasoned with salt.
Done.
Yeah, just literally seconds. So the peas go in there, fresh lemon juice.
And that's a walnut pesto.
Yeah, so this is walnut that we fry up a little bit with some olive oil. We make a squid sauce from the tentacles, all the guts and everything from the squid.
That's where the color comes from?
Yeah. So lardo, another vegetable.
Yeah, completely.
Sugar snap peas, and sometimes we use a little bit of the shell, which is emulsified with a bit of oil, so it has this creamy texture. And we finish with just a few drops of olive oil.
It's a great dish. We're gonna make some pastry.
We're
It's
gonna
kind of
make
like,
some
that's your end of the kitchen. You do the pastry stuff.
Yeah.
Jeremiah does the hot side, you do the cold side.
Yeah.
All right, do you do breads too?
We do bread with Cody here,
Okay.
so we help each other out.
Because you guys do
We-
everything. Like, this is one of those in-house, like, DIY, like, you don't buy it, you make it.
We try as much as we can. If we have to buy something, we like cheeses and stuff like that.
Well, that's a little
It's
different.
better.
That's a little
yeah.
different.
But yeah, bread, everything's made in house.
Yeah. What am I looking at? This is ice cream.
So this is the ice cream. It's the honey ice cream. Just take it and we spread it on the bottom of the bowl. It has a nice texture. Instead of being as gummy as like other packages ice cream are, this is a little more. It's more like a gelato, I would say, but less fat. So
Less fat than gelato even.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Without any further ado.
So this is just a honey ice cream. On top of it, we just put some unripe peaches.
Unripe. So you're just
Yeah.
buying peaches out of season, they're like green.
Yeah, exactly. And like we just like it because of
They're
the
bitter.
the texture. It's also
crunchy.
like a little crunchy, yeah. Then some rose petals, and these just like help bring out the sort of floral note of the honey.
God, these are really floral roses.
And then just like 3 pieces of mint, just to make it pop like every time you take a bite.
What's that?
And a little bit of tapioca. We just cook with
Again, for texture.
yeah, texture.
And then extra virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin
From
olive oil.
Sicily.
Yeah, and then this was just seasoned with a little bit of vanilla, just to enhance the sort of floral.
What's
which
this?
I like.
Big
This is
Daddy?
the peach tea. So we just take the unripe peaches and we put them over a double boiler. It's kind of cooked, so it brings out the sweetness. It's not as acidic and starchy as if you were to like juice it through a juicer. And it's clear as well, which is kind of nice.
Well, that's a heck of a color. Beautiful, dude.
Cool.
I have to tell you, it's bloody good. Tons of texture from the tapioca, from the peach. I'm loving the olive oil here too.
That's nice.
Like
and
the
floral,
savory,
it's
yeah,
bitter.
it's super floral, but kind of, I don't know why I keep eating it. Chef, have another bite. Come on, don't embarrass me. Have a second bite. Have another bite.
No worries.
He's definitely stronger with pastry side, desserts, and I'm stronger with the hot side. And so what we do is we try and like offer different ideas. So sometimes he'll have an approach that I wouldn't think of because it kind of comes from a way of thinking, approaching something maybe a little bit more organized and calculated, like you would.
Like pastry.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I'll just throw something out that's a little bit more, at the minute, a little more rustic. And I think that's the same for like our experiences. He's a little bit more fine dining, I'm a little more rustic. We kind of play off of each other that way.
What's the cut?
What are we using today? Ribeye.
Ribeye? Ribeye.
Some pickled onions. Then we have some chorizo, it's just quickly cooked in the pan. And then we make a sauce that will come to pass with pressure cooked pistachios. And we just mount it with butter. That's the dish.
Cider vinegar?
Just Chardonnay vinegar.
Chardonnay.
Yeah. We make this emulsion from milkweed.
Milkweed? Where the hell do you get milkweed from?
The market.
They sell milkweed?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So you're the reason the monarch butterfly counts are down. It's your fault.
Yeah.
All comes down to Contra.
And then this just gets topped with some grated almonds. I mean, the idea kind of came from Caesar salad. It looks
Right.
like Parmesan cheese.
Right.
mayonnaise.
Right. What do you call this?
Just baby lettuce with milkweed and almonds. Yeah.
How far into the Contra run before Wells reviewed you?
This is a little bit over a month we were open.
Yeah. And then the review came out in March.
Yeah,
2
4
stars.
months. Yeah.
Good review. Drew business.
Yeah.
Put you on the map.
Yeah. To this day, we still have people that come in. Sometimes they bring clippings. Sometimes they're like, "B. Wells told me to come."
I want the chicken from the review a year ago. Sorry. Not on the menu anymore, but try this.
So I got scallops here.
That's a hot 10.
Gonna go in. salt. Sea beans go in.
Those are those crazy little things that just taste like the ocean.
So it's kind of like giving a little bit of color on one side. This is just blanched fava beans, and then this is some nice young scallions.
And just like the squid, the scallops are cooked 1, 2, 3, partially cooked, really one side. I mean, you could eat the bloody things raw when they're fresh. So we got a squat. We had a pinch of lemon juice in that too that we missed off camera.
Okay.
Got it. We got it.
Okay.
We're good.
So get a good mix of the sea beans, fava.
Yeah, the first time I had those was back in the 80s. They were importing them from France. I was like, what are these things?
Yeah, they add a nice like natural salinity without, you know.
And they're texturally great because they're sort of really crunchy and
then I have the fava leaves over here. So they're just starting to wilt, coated in this seasoned butter. I really like butter and rhubarb. So there is the fresh rhubarb juice here. Cut the butter and all the richness of the scallop.
so you're almost handling, and this is almost like botarga.
Yeah, this is almost like a target. This is just the dried and lightly cured scallop coral, the roe. And as you can see, I was talking about that nice, bright, vibrant color, and it gives a lot of that scallop flavor.
So, clientele from Contra, tell me, is neighborhood coming from out of the neighborhood?
We have a lot of like neighborhood people.
Chefs, young chefs. You know, the big name chefs, of course, they can afford the tasting menus around the city, but we get a lot of young cooks at really great restaurants around the city that come in because it's a place that on their day off they can afford, and it's, you know, they get kind of a mix. So they get to have great wines, hopefully good food, and you know, and they get to have it all.
They can pay the rent that month.
Right, exactly.
Wildair, by many counts considered one of the best restaurants to open in 2015, is a more casual spot than Contra. It has an ever-changing a la carte menu and a great wine list by the glass featuring all natural wines.
So the idea with this is you can come and do a mix and match of small plates, really ridiculously good wine list again, as we would expect from the bar that you set next door, but it's completely a la carte.
Yeah, a la carte, you know, basically everything that we're not doing over at Contra. We're offering a la carte, we're offering, you know, things that you wouldn't necessarily see that, you know, it's really simplified place that you can kind of mix and match and have, you know, your own experience. This is a classic French potato cake, pomme dauphin, with sea urchin and a jalapeno relish. And so far that's what everyone's been doing. Maybe a glass and 2 plates or full-on dinner.
Glass and 2 plates? Jeez, I feel terrible. I think I had 8 plates and 9 glasses when I was here, but sorry. All right, so what's this first dish? I see clams, I see bread, I see stuff.
Yeah, so we have some little neck clams that we just shucked open, and that's it. And then we'll finish it off just heating it in a little pot. I have some sourdough bread, get a little bit of char on. At Contra, we use a little bit of lardo on a dish. Over here, we have
lardo.
A little bit of diced lardo.
Which is a vegetable, right?
Which is a vegetable.
Okay.
The clams are just gonna go in. And then the salsa verde. So you have this porkiness, shellfish notes, the salsa verde, a little bit of pungency. What we do is I'm just gonna take the
clam
broth in here. And that's what's going to be cooking the spinach down real quick. It's going to get wilted really, really fast. And then all of that kind of goes together. Sourdough toast, so just half. The clams go toast, spinach on top.
Great plate of food. I had this with my son. We were fighting over the clams. I remember this.
And then we have some segmented lemons. And
horseradish.
Horseradish.
Why the horseradish?
Horseradish just kind of gives it a little bit of that firiness, yeah.
Some heat, some edge.
Sharpness to it. Everything else is, you know, it's got the salt and the acid, and that just kind of fires it up a bit.
Got a nice crisp island white next to this. So talk about this wine list, because you've only been over for 2 weeks. I've been here once. We had some really good wines that night, and the list seemed, is it 100% organic bio?
It's all bio, natural.
Okay.
You know.
So you have a couple of bottles here. What are we looking at? Chenin?
Yeah, this is a Chenin from 2010.
And Chenin, I mean, this is to me one of the great undersung.
Absolutely.
I mean, everyone knows Chardonnay. I'm telling you, it's that one grape, and it's got
a very
so many
versatile grape, which is why it's called the king of the grapes in the Loire. A lot of limestone schist, a lot of minerality showing through the wine. really
wine.
ripe fruit.
Grapefruit wine. And the red?
The red is from a new young winemaker called Olivier Cohen. He's based in Alzire in the Languedoc. And this is a blend of Sanso and Grenache. It looks like a deeper rosé.
I've seen rosés this color.
Super bright fruit, good with charcuterie, good with anything here.
Delicious. Well, we're going to be bothering you tonight. We'll talk to you more about wines.
Sure.
Preparing for the table. Cheers. Thank you.
Welcome.
New order, 1 sopressata, clams, Dauphin PX. So this is the poached skate wing and a chamomile butter. And we have a sauce of morels and vin jaune, white wine. And then we have yu choy leaves there.
Tarts are something that I've wanted to do for a while, and just conceptually it didn't fit in next door. So we just start with, this is a hazelnut cremant. This is gianduja. So you just put a little bit to anchor the tart.
And the chart, any special dough? This is a pot what?
It's just a pâte sucrée
Pâte
with
sucrée.
a little bit of hazelnut flour.
Okay.
So it's a little crumblier. So we just add a layer of the cremant to sort of sit in the, this is a praline that we make in-house. And then just a little more. And then like
Salt.
next door,
Fluted
we got a
salt.
little bit of salt just to balance out the sweetness of the rest. And then that's it.
Bingo.
Chocolate hazelnut tart.
Well, there you have it. 3 restaurants just a few blocks apart on the ever-evolving Lower East Side, doing some of the most creative cooking you'll find anywhere in town, with solid service and wine lists that push the boundaries. My Colameco's Real Food is brought to you by the continuous, generous support of the following underwriters.
Extra virgin olive oil from Colavita, an Italian family brand.
Rachel Ray's signature specialty food line, designed for preparing meals at home.
Lou's Naturals family of brands offers all-natural, minimally processed meats, free of antibiotics, hormones, and nitrates. From our family to yours.
Imported from Italy, Anapasta is made from 100% Italian durum wheat semolina and pure spring water, slowly dried to cook al dente. Recipes online at cento.com.